Señora del Camino, muéstrame la vía para llegar al Padre, al lado de tu Hijo. Well, hello everyone. It's Sunday afternoon. It's 2:15 here in Spain, and I am in Palas del Rei. And so that's 25 kilometres from Portmarin that I did this morning. And so we're creeping ever closer to Santiago, but it's important to stay in the present moment. So last night, yesterday I went to catch up with Michael, who's become a very good Camino friend, and he arrived a bit later than me. I arrived early and had to wait quite a long time to get in yesterday. It was 2:30 and I'd arrived at 11:15 and it was raining. But I had a good time meeting lots of people. But it is nice when you can get into your room and get sorted. I went and had a cup of tea with Michael, and then went and caught up with family, with Therese and Tom and Dominic, and they'd done their first day on the Camino. Dom did 5 days last time. For Therese and Tom, it was the first day, and it was great to see that they'd enjoyed it despite it pouring down, and they'd done really well. And I think it's always good to get the first day done on anything like this, so really well done to them. And then I went to the church and I was saying some prayers, but as it happened they were having a mass for the South Koreans, so there was a priest with them, a very big group from South Korea, so they had mass at 6 o'clock, then there was mass at 7 o'clock. Then I was just sat there and suddenly the bishop appeared next to me. So he safely arrived, and I think it's brilliant that he's making the time to be on the Camino to support the Every Step campaign for Caritas and support me. That means a lot. And I hope he's going to enjoy it as well. He enjoys his walking. So he consolidated Mass, and then we went out for a meal, and Michael joined us, and then another one of the pilgrims, Judy, who sat on the next table. I said, come over and join. So that was great. So that was a really enjoyable evening. It wasn't a great night's sleep because somebody was charging around the streets at 4 a.m. in a car, really revving the engine. So I need to catch up a bit more on sleep tonight, I think. But that happens. So anyway, this morning I got ready. I got up at 6, grabbed a shower, said my prayers. I'm making sure that I have my hour of prayers before I do anything else. Went up to get a coffee near the cathedral and then set off. And as I was finding, it's a little bit of a strange way out of the town. I met somebody who I met yesterday with a husband who was a fell runner. And so she recognised who I was, and so I stopped and I was talking to her, and I said, is your husband ahead? She said, no, he's had to go home because his father's been taken poorly. It's a real reminder to me that anything can happen while we're on the Camino. I remember the first time I was on the Camino coming into Santiago, a chap called Mark from Australia, he had to go home because his wife was poorly, and sadly she died. So today I promised I would offer the run today for this man and his father, and for his wife, who was finishing the last few days on her own now. And I said to her, if you see us around, come and join us. I think that's one thing that I'm not used to, being in a group on the Camino, but I'm sure that now we are. I want to make sure if there's anybody who looks on their own who wants to be part of things, they come and join us. And I know everybody else will feel the same on that. So then had a a run today. Yesterday was all green lights for running in lots of different ways. Today was a bit more challenging because there was a circus uphill, then it was flattened out, then there was some steep uphill, so I couldn't quite get into the stride the same, but beautiful. I mean, some absolutely beautiful views, and I think I'm probably just trying to be careful now with the trip stones. The terrain today, I think that's what it was. The terrain today wasn't as great for running. It would be easy to trip. So I'm just being extra careful, and concentrating on that. But it was great. I arrived in Palas del Rei, went to the church, and then I met some pilgrims who I've met a few times now. I saw a few people on the way as well. It was lovely, and they were saying hello, and it's great. So I found and the priest was there, so I explained that if it was okay, we can celebrate later, and the bishop would be coming. And then I came and found where I'm staying today, and the chap who was cleaning, first of all, he was speaking in Spanish, and he said, do you speak English? I said, well, I'm English. And this chap called Paul from Belfast, who was really kind, really looked after me. He said, well, really open till 1 o'clock. But then he said, well, you can use the kitchen now. He said, and hang on, if you're having an individual room, it might be ready. So he let me come into the room, and then I could get a shower. And he explained to the man who owned it, who was also very kind. And it turns out that he's from Belgium. So we had a good conversation in French. He helped me get my clothes washed. And I can't tell you, there are small pleasures that are so important just at this stage in things. Because yesterday I couldn't find anywhere. Today, just to know that everything's up to date washed, that gives me a good run in for the next bit. And you just feel better when everything's sorted. So Trez and Tom and Dom are probably about an hour away now, I would think, and the bishop. He walked with them for some of the day, and then he's walking on his own for a bit each day, which I think's a very good idea. He promised that he would do that as part of the prayer. So we'll be gathering together again later for Mass and something to eat, and then bed, and then that's 3 days to go. Gosh, there we go. So, remembering you all in my prayers. I'll be listening to Bolton FM tonight because Tony and Sylvia are talking about it for us. So look after yourself. Señora del Camino, pray for us. I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me.